Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming ABV Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to complete a bracket challenge to determine the best of the top-selling bourbons on the secondary market. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Danny Kennard, Jim Fosnot, and Tony Friend.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. So, we've got a fun one today. We're going to be going through a list created by Whiskey Advocate magazine. So, pretty legitimate source. So, it's not us. We're not the ones who are saying these are the top on secondary. I don't know what kind of study they did, but we're going to use their list. And it was more than 8. I picked out what I thought was the top 8 because there's some that, don't really apply. There was also some that weren't bourbon. I stuck to the bourbon ones. So, we'll get to that, though, after the break. For right now, Jim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Jim?
I want to know as you're growing up, as you're whether kid, teenager, whatever, was there something that you looked forward to in life as you got older, and then when you got there, it just sucked? Like you couldn't wait for be able to do this or to experience this,
Sure.
And then it was just anticlimactic. It was not what you thought it would be.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to go to adulthood to that. I mean, just think about when you're a little kid and your dad's cutting the grass and you're like, oh man, that would be the ultimate, being able to cut the grass. That's cool. You're using a machine, you're cutting the grass. And then ultimately, you're bugging your dad to do it. And finally, they turn that job over to you. And then you quickly realize it sucks. It's terrible. And it's no fun. And once you convince them to give it to you, there's no giving it back. It's not like you can be like, you know what, Pops, this isn't what I thought it was. No, you're stuck doing that for the rest of the time living at the house there. So no, that would be a quick example of one that you learn as a kid, that things aren't always as great as they appear they might be when you get older. So yeah, that was one of mine. You guys got anything?
I mean, for me, it's easy. It's being an adult, having responsibilities, everything, paying bills.
You have to wake up.
Taking care of yourself. Yeah. Going to work
Alarm
every single
clocks.
day.
Yeah.
Taking care of your job, keeping your job so you can pay your bills.
Right.
I mean, I still feel like a kid, like I don't know what I'm doing every day.
Exactly. But you have to do it because,
I have to,
there's no one else that's going to do that for you now. It's not like your mom's coming up behind and be like, okay, Tony, I paid this bill and that for you. No, it's either you're going to do it, Tony, or it's not going to get done. So it's adulting is tough. So
I'm going to agree with this because you literally get no enjoyment out of your weekends. It's like, so maybe you have an event at night or something to go to, but you're like, literally Sunday, I maybe just want to sit on the couch and watch a movie, but somebody's got to clean this house. We're not going to live like we're gross.
Yes.
Like you got to clean the house. You got to mow the yard. You got to do all the things. Like just the maintenance of living is a lot.
Yes. This is why I'm a big advocate of going to college and going away to college. Don't go local where you're living out of the house and doing things the same. You need to go away to college because that allows you to get a little bit a sense of what it's like to be an adult but you're still, your parents still are paying your bills or helping you out, or at least when you get to go home during the summer, you're still living under. It's different than being totally on your own, but you get a little taste of that. It's kind of fun. To me, college was just nothing. As I look back on, I don't know that I always felt like I was glad to get out of college. I wanted to get out as quick as I could. But as you look back on, you think, man, those were fun times. I really didn't have any responsibility. You could stack your classes. I literally would have set up schedules where I would only have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm there 7 days a week, hanging out with my friends, playing wiffle ball, doing all the crazy.
Going to living your best life.
I got to go to school 2 days a week. That's it. How great is that? That's your whole life. Yeah. Your parents, I got a full load of classes, mom and dad, shit, I'm working 2 days a week. So great. Gosh,
Mom and dad. Also, I'm going to say owning a house. So like I rented until Chris and I got together, and I was like, man, I can't wait to paint and do these floors and do whatever I want to this house.
Right.
There are never ending projects. I'm like, I got my floors, I got my fids, I painted the walls. I'm like, there's so many other things left to do.
Right. And even if you get caught up on your to-do list, more shit's going to go wrong. So it never ends.
There's so much left to do. And then I'm like, if an appliance breaks, like, oh, that's our own problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, what do you think? What's something that's been a disappointment versus what you thought it would be as a kid versus as an adult?
Well, I've got to kind of wrap in what you were saying with mowing the lawn. I mean, I thought that was cool. Yeah. But right now, and then I gave the job to my kids, and now that they're all grown up and everything, now I've got it back again.
Now you had to take it back. Yeah.
It sucks. But the other part of what I'm thinking that's a big disappointment is while I was a kid, I hated going to school.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I hated everything about school and everything else. I just could not wait to grow up, get a job, so I did not have to learn anything in school anymore.
Right.
But I didn't. Fun learning.
Right. Let's not forget how we thought back then too. Our parents were idiots, right? I mean, that's what you think. Your parents are idiots. They're so old the way they think about stuff. Mm-hmm. They don't have a clue about the world today. And then you realize it takes you to be an adult yourself and take on all these responsibilities to realize, hey, they were pretty awesome people. They had your best interest in heart, everything they were doing. So,
Well, the wisest thing my grandmother ever told me, she said, one of these days you're going to grow up and turn around and think to yourself, I wish my grandmother would have beat my butt a lot more. And actually, to tell you the truth,
she was right. Yeah. You didn't think she was right at the time. It takes an adult perspective to realize that something like that was right. Yeah, I get it. Well, Jim, you asked the question. What's something that's been a disappointment for you as an adult versus a child's eye view of it?
So growing up, my dad traveled a lot, and he was on airplanes, 4 or 5 times a week. And I always thought, flying is going to be so cool. When I get to fly, I just can't wait to be able to travel and fly. And it's effing miserable. Like, I'm not afraid of it, whatever else. The whole idea of going to the airport, waiting in line, security, being cramped on a freaking
take
airplane,
off your shoes, remove your belt, sir.
The whole thing sucks. So I used to, as a kid, I was like, oh, it's so cool. You get to do that all the time. And now it's like, oh, I hate to have to do that all the time.
Yeah, flying sucks. It does. It's just something that you have to do when you've got a long trip. But it does really. It's not fun. I don't think there's anything good about it other than the time it saves you. So there you go. Exactly. There you go. There's our list. It is now time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to kick this thing off. I've got a barrel here. Seagrass. Seagrass is I think it's new.
I've heard you like that one.
I've never heard of it. So we'll see what happens here. Here we go. A lot of squeak, decent pop though within there. So I could be in the mix here. We'll see what happens. Danny, what do you have?
Funny thing is, Steve, I have a well-loved bottle of Seagrass.
Yeah, that's what you grabbed too. So without even me saying it, that's okay. Fair enough.
It's kind of a given. You're going to do Seagrass at some point.
At some point, yeah. Okay, not as good as mine. I've still got the lead. Jim, what do you have?
This is a bottle kill.
So since we're talking about secondary market, I want to bring something a little special on. It's a highly allocated rye. A little unusual because it's sourced, and it's a 375 and it's a screw top. This is Colonel Steve's Backyard Rye. I'm going to try for the first time.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's screw top, so I'm not going to win anything here, but I can't wait to try this.
I got to get some more of that out. I haven't distributed much of that yet, so I have to. Again, it's just a giveaway. I'm giving to friends and stuff like that. So everybody on this podcast here will get one eventually on the event, not listeners. I can't. I don't have enough to give to all listeners.
Listeners, no.
I do not. But everybody who's podcasting.
I'm going to dox you so they can all come by your house.
Right. I do not need that.
Where's our rye? You owe me a rye.
Yeah. So we had an amazing day the other day. We had over 5,000 downloads in one day. That's incredible. If we could get 5,000 every day, geez, that would be amazing. So we've had over 4,000, here and there that happens, but over 5,000, that's a new mark. And
which show is that?
That's this one, the Bourbon Daily. So, yeah.
No, but which episode? Do you remember?
Well, it's not just one episode. So I forget what episode dropped this day, but it's also, it counts
all the other. Gotcha.
Yeah, it counts all that. So I don't know what episode it was. Well, Danny was on a roll with us, and I feel like Danny pushed a lot of that. So he had some really good shows.
Danny's got some star power right now.
Yeah. People are enjoying Danny's shenanigans.
People love to watch the car wreck.
Yeah. McDill, what do you got?
I have some Rossville Union Rye. It's a new bottle, so probably fucking Mike Muffle's going to show up.
I hope so. Oh, you got it. You got the lead.
My side too. Good.
You got the lead. No Mike Muffle. All right, Tony, your last one. You're between McNew and Victory here. What do you got?
So continuing my theme of Jeff from Iowa or Heidi, I got another new bottle. And continuing the theme of secondary market, this may or may not be on the list.
Oh, an old Fitz
13. I think I may have got this spring 2019, not the summer one.
Okay.
This is sealed. So this is not going on the secondary market. I'm opening it up right now.
Okay.
Sometimes these are good, sometimes not.
Yep. Oh, that was a good one.
That should be good.
That was a good one, Tony.
7-1.
Tony got it. Yeah, so there you go. Cheers, gang.
Cheers, guys.
Tony wins again. Tony's investments are paying off, so very good. Before we go out to break, Danny, you just finished off your bottle of Seagrass. Are you going to get another one now, or do you already have a backup? What's your situation here?
I've got another one.
You got I do too. I've got. I thought I had it right here. I don't, but I've got another one too. I keep two in inventory now.
Hey, Steve, I just want to say good job on this backyard ride. This is solid.
Good stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. So I was really happy how that turned out. So I'll get the team here. I've got bottles set aside for.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Danny's going to be back. Well, we'll take a quick break as we wait for Danny to come back. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about, the top 8 on the secondary market. And we'll talk about which one we think is the best one on the group. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV Network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show.
This is also Freddie Mills going underneath the alias of Danny Kennard. You can find me on Facebook at any time. Just look up Danny Kennard, but I am Freddie Mills. Trust me.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we have a bracket challenge of the best top 8 bourbons on the secondary market.
I was going to say to wait for Tanny, but McNews said
Like, okay, let's go.
So our challengers look like this. So it is as follows. These are the top 8. It's Van Winkle Lot B, Weller 12, Blanton's, Old Fitzgerald Bottle Bonds. So the one Tony had there, just in general, it's not any specific one. It's just the Bottle of Bonds. The Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, William Larue Weller, Michter's 10-year, and Elmer T Lee. That's, again, this is Whiskey Advocate here. This isn't anything we've come up with. So they had a list of the top ones on there. Here's how it's going to break out. So Weller 12 will take on Blanton's. The Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bonds, and again, not the cheap bottle and bonds like they used to have. This is the ones, the fancy bottles, like Tony was popping, that won the cork pop today with. We'll take on William Larue Weller. Lot B will take on Elmer T Lee. And finally, Old Forester Birthday Bourbon takes on Michter's 10-year. All right, again, round number 1, Weller 12 versus Blanton's. What do we think is the better choice out of those two? Danny, you are first.
I've got to go with Weller 12. I'm not a big fan of Blanton's.
Blanton's, okay. All right.
No, Weller 12.
Okay, Weller 12 goes up 1-0. Yep. Tony, what do you think? Weller 12 or Blanton's?
I've got a quick question.
Sure.
Is it best value or just best overall?
Yeah, I agree. Like, are we talking about what you're paying for this, or like?
I think we're talking about which best is the overall one that you would prefer to buy if you could buy it at the retail price, which is the better one here.
Okay.
Again, you can't flip it or anything like that. So the fact of what you could make off it does not play into this at all. It has to be, what do you think is the better bourbon out of those?
Better overall.
Yeah.
Better at retail prices.
Yeah, at retail, even though this is on the secondary, because we're trying to help the folks that are out on the secondary shopping, what we would say at the retail, which is better. So Weller 12 or Blanton's, what do you think?
I'm going to have to agree with Danny. I do not like Blanton's. I wouldn't even buy it at retail. I'm going at Weller 12.
Weller 12. All right. Jim, what do you think? Weller 12 or Blanton's?
I am not a Blanton's hater at all. I think they do a solid product. I just think it's overhyped. If I'm going to choose those two side by side, I'm going to go Weller 12 for sure. There's nothing against Blanton's. I think it's a great product. Hype's out of control, but Weller 12 is my preference.
Hype is insane on that. Again, I don't think it's a bad product. I think, unfortunately, it's priced itself above where it needs to be. And then, so it makes it even at retail tough to pay retail these days. And again, you don't often see it even at retail. For the most part, it's some crazy price. So that means Weller 12.
If I find it at $60, I'd pick it up all day long.
Yeah. Well, I used to buy it at $35 and I felt pretty good about that. And then I felt okay at 45 and 55. I was like, now 65. But yeah, it is what it is. You can't just live in the past, I guess. Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bonds versus William Larue Weller. Tony, you're first. What do you like better out of those two? Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bonds or William Larue Weller?
Oh, this is tough. They're both good weeders. I think the Old Fitz got a lot of hate for the price tag when it came out, but I thought they were really good. I collect them all because they're somewhat attainable compared to William Larue Weller.
Right, which is not attainable.
Some of the best bourbons I ever had was the WLW Weller, so I'm going to go with the Weller.
And Weller goes up 1-0. Jim, what do you think? Old Fitzgerald Bottle Bonds or William Larue Weller?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Tony on this one. You put those two side by side and you say you can have a pour of one. I'm doing the William LaRue Weller all day long. It's just a fantastic weeder. Every year it's solid, so I'd go with that.
Okay. McNew, what do you think? You're a weeder fan, and you've got two big players here, Old Fitz, Bottled Bond, or William LaRue Weller.
So I've not actually had the WLW. It's kind of on my unicorn list. It's one that I would buy on the secondary market. So I'm actually going to go, though, with the Old Fitz because I've had it, and I can attest to it being really good.
They're good.
Yeah, it is good. I like those. I like the differences in that. It's part of the fun of being into those is the differences that you get. And I like the fact they're all over the place. They might do a 16-year-old and then they might drop it down to a 9, it's kind of all over the place. But William LaRue Weller is just one of the best bourbons that you can get. I like that cork pop. I'm going to go WLW means William LaRue Weller moves on. All right. Next up is Pappy Latv versus Elmer T Lee. What do you guys think about that? Round number 3 up first is going to be Jim.
Latv? Man, I hate the hype on it, but if I'm going to choose between those two, I'm going to go with if I'm going to choose the hype on those two, I like Elmer T Lee, but I'd go with the Pappy Latv before. I hate the hype on it, but it's still a great product.
Yeah, McNeil, what do you think? Latv or Elmer T Lee?
I'm going to go Elmer T Lee.
Elmer T Lee. I'm going to follow along the lines with Jim here, and I'm going to say that Latv, even though, again, maybe one of the worst names that anyone's ever come up with. Latv. Okay, we got our A lot here. It's going to be our Pappy lot. Then we got our B lot.
And what about the packaging?
And it's like, well, how much time do we put in the label design? No time at all. Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like A team and B team in football.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, but still, I do like it. So I'm going to go lot B. Means lot B goes up 2-1. Danny, what do you think? Lot B or Elmer T Lee?
Elmer T Lee. I did not like lot B.
Okay. It means it's tied up. It goes to you, Tony. Lot B or Elmer T Lee?
Ah, geez. From what I've had, I'm not a big fan of the Elmer T Lee mash bill. At certain proof points, like the 90, not the 93, the 103 for the blends, I do like that. And the lot B I've had was not that great. So, I mean, if I'm buying retail and the Elmer T Lee is cheaper, I'm just going Elmer T Lee.
It means Elmer T Lee does move on. All right. Old Forester birthday bourbon versus Michter's 10-year-old. Round number 4. McNew, you're first.
Sorry, my dogs are being crazy, so I muted myself. Birthday bourbon.
Birthday bourbon. Boy, I'll tell you what, in a blind tasting, Michter's 10-year-old might beat some of the birthday bourbons, but that birthday bourbon it's exciting. It's one of the keys of the bourbon industry, and at its best, it's some of the best bourbon that you ever drink. And I got to give mine to Old Forester birthday bourbon. I do love birthday bourbon, so I'm going to go birthday bourbon. Danny, you're next. Birthday bourbon's up 2-0 over Michter's 10-year. What do you think?
Birthday all the way.
Birthday moves on. All right, our final 4 looks like this. Weller 12 will take on William LaRue Weller. They're cousins in the bourbon industry. And then Elmer T Lee takes on birthday bourbon. We've got 3 Sazerac products here. So the Great Buffalo Trace is there for sure. So round number 5 up first is going to be me. Weller 12 versus William LaRue Weller. William LaRue Weller is a standout. It's for me, it's in the top 10. I do like some more than that, but top 10. I think it each year, if I had to rank my list of my favorite bourbons for the year, I think William LaRue Weller would almost always show up in the top 10. And I'm not sure Weller 12 would make that list of the top 10. So I got to go William LaRue Weller. So that WLW goes up 1-0. Danny, what do you think?
WLW.
WLW goes up 2-0. Tony, what do you think?
Close that out. WLW.
WLW moves on. All right. Elmer T Lee versus birthday bourbon. Round number 6. Danny, you are first. Elmer T Lee or birthday?
Birthday.
Birthday goes up 1-0. Tony.
Michter should have got a vote in the previous round versus birthday bourbon. I can't say I've had a lot of birthday bourbons, but Michter's 10 has been really good.
It's solid.
What I've had.
It's consistent. Yeah.
It really surprised me the first time I had it, and especially for the price. So where do we got to get in birthday bourbon versus
Elmer T Lee? Yeah.
I'm gonna go birthday bourbon for this one.
All right, birthday is up 2-0. Jim, what do you think? Birthday or Elmer T Lee?
Well, I'm glad Tony did the rant before me because I was 100% with him on the Michters, but and I'm going to agree with him. I like Elmer T Lee, but the birthday bourbon is, I think, definitely more special. If I cut them side by side and I can buy one, I'm buying birthday.
All right. So here's where we're at. Round number 7. This is it for all the marbles. William Larue Weller takes on birthday bourbon. Round number 7. What do we think is the number one item on the secondary? Jim, you're first.
There's no contest in me from the moment we started. This would have been my pick. WLW, just solid product year after year. If I see that anywhere close to retail, I'm buying that. Everything that let me have.
Okay, McNew, what do you think? WLW or birthday?
Yeah, if I had the opportunity for either, it's WLW for me.
WLW. All right, I'm next, and I'm not going to extend this thing anymore. To me, WLW is the one. It, opportunity to buy that thing. Heck yes. Crazy secondary prices, $3,000. No, I'll pass. But yeah, if you can buy this, you win a raffle and you get the number one pick and you pick WLW. I think I actually can respect you for that. I don't have any issue with that at all. That might be with the best drinker. Any given year in that BTAC collection, WLW is right up there. So I think that's good stuff. So that's our winner today. There you go. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Danny, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Danny Kennard.
All right, Tony.
You can find me on Instagram, Glass of Whiskey 86.
Mm-hmm. Jim.
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot, or you can find me on Instagram at FozJim, FAZZJIM.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is on the previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Good night.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the ABV Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the Under Construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.